Hey guys, this is Spartacus here, and welcome to another video where it is like over 90 degrees where I'm living right now, and I am burning like crazy. I want air conditioning right now. I have it. I don't know why we just don't put it on. I mean, seriously, I need air conditioning, you guys. I am dying right now of heat. I literally do not have a shirt on as I am speaking right now, because that is how hot I am. But anyway, enough about me being hot. Let's go talk about Call of Duty World War II, because we got some new information via Game Informer, which of course is a magazine company that like talks about video games, and just recently they had some information about Call of Duty World War II, which we have not heard yet. So I'm actually only going to cover one thing about some of the information they said in the article, and that is headquarters. This is actually probably the most interesting thing I found out of the article that I've seen and read and heard off of YouTube and on the internet. So anyway, let's talk about headquarters here. So we know headquarters is the social space thing that can go up to 50 players, which is absolutely insane, right? 50 players in just like pretty much one lobby, right? In just this giant headquarters area. So since there's 50 players, I never really thought about this. The headquarters must actually be pretty big if 50 players are fitting into it. So some new features that we just found out about headquarters is that you can actually defend the headquarters from an airborne attack. And I do believe that airborne attack is actually by other people who are in that headquarters lobby, which is pretty awesome in all honesty. So yeah, you know, you can defend the headquarters from an airborne attack. Like if you don't want to play multiplayer just set, you just want to like play around the headquarters, then there you go. You can like defend the headquarters from an airborne attack, I guess, which I think is kind of cool. Maybe you go into like an AA gun and you start shooting down planes or some sort of arcade style type thing. I don't know, that sounds pretty cool, and I'm sure you earn some sort of reward from doing some of these things, because I mean, why else would you do them, you know? And because I did hear something about some social reward you can earn, like it's some different like type of XP or some sort of progression system that's in the game that isn't like when you level up in multiplayer, but it's when you like just level up in headquarters or something like that because of all the activities there are to do. Like one thing, this is a good example, is this something they actually said in the article, is that you can open up supply drops while you're in the headquarters, and when you open up that supply drop, other people can watch you open that supply drop up as well, so they can see what items you get, which I think is kind of cool, you know, like other people can see what items you get out of a supply drop. I think that's kind of a cool feature, you know. But the coolest part is that the people who are watching you open up a supply drop, they also get some sort of benefit just from just watching you like open up a supply drop. There's some sort of social reward they get, and I don't really know what they meant. They didn't go into detail in the article about it, but that sounds really interesting. You get some sort of reward just by watching someone open up a supply drop via in the game, right? Via headquarters, right? So I just find that pretty cool in all honesty. I find that really, really awesome. And another thing is that this is actually, like, this information was released I think a while ago, but it's just something I thought I would just mention in this video because I don't know if a lot of people know about it, is that in headquarters you can also test out your score streaks. Now I find this feature to be kind of cool, you know, especially when the game first comes out, but I mean after like 6 months into the game, I mean I don't really find this like a super useful feature. But the cool thing about testing out score streaks is that if you're like, let's say you're not that great of a player, you're like new to Call of Duty, maybe this is your first year of ever playing Call of Duty, you're just starting getting into the franchise. The cool thing about this feature is that if you're not a very good player and you're not the kind of person who's capable of getting high score streaks in like a multiplayer match, then you can go ahead and go into headquarters and test out these score streaks for yourself and just see what they're like, you know. And it's also helpful for me as well, you know. I'm a pretty average Call of Duty player. I can kind of consider myself like above average player in Call of Duty, but I'm not like a pro at Call of Duty. Like I'm not like one of those MLG players or anything. But for me, for someone who is actually pretty decent at Call of Duty, testing out these score streaks before I go into a multiplayer match is kind of useful, especially if it's a score streak I never used before, right? And if I just earned the score streak in the middle of a multiplayer match, I'm like, oh, what does this thing do? And I don't really realize what I'm doing with the score streak, right? So I think testing out score streaks is a pretty cool feature in headquarters. And another thing I would like to mention, it's not really surprising to me, but they're adding seasonal events into the headquarters, which is pretty cool, and not necessarily headquarters, but just into the game in general, which I think is pretty cool. So what I'm thinking is kind of like what we see in Modern Warfare Remastered and of course Infinite Warfare, right? I remember during the winter, like when it was getting close to Christmas, they had like this COD Days of Christmas event. I think that's what they called it. I can't even remember, but they had some sort of Christmas event going on where the map Genesis in Infinite Warfare turned into like Winter Genesis Genesis, where it was nighttime and it was kind of a Christmassy theme, like holiday theme type map, which I thought was kind of cool. And they did the same thing with Modern Warfare Remastered. They had Winter Crash, right? Winter Crash was pretty cool. It was dark out. They had a tree in the middle of the map, like a Christmas tree, and there was snow on the ground. And they just made it a winter theme. They also did like an Irish theme of St. Patrick's Day, which was Daybreak, which was actually the map Downpour, but it was daytime and they called it Daybreak. It was just an Irish theme kind of map. And you know, not too long ago we had Beach Bog, right? We had the COD Days of Summer. We had Beach Bog, right? Where instead of the normal old boring bog, it was daytime, and they made it like we were on basically on a beach. Like seriously, like I love these seasonal events. These are like probably one of the best things that Call of Duty is doing right now, is these seasonal events that they're adding into the game, and I can't wait to see what they do with Headquarters when it comes to these seasonal events. Now, my theory for these seasonal events is that when it comes to Headquarters, like the image that we've seen from Headquarters so far is that it's really like I don't know how to explain it. Like, it looks like you're on a beach, right? It looks like we're on a beach and there's some boats on the water. That's what it looks like that our Headquarters is so far. So maybe like if we go into winter time, right, when it becomes Christmas time, getting close to Christmas during the holiday season, maybe they'll update the game where instead of you're on a beach, you're not on a beach anymore, you end up in like maybe a winter like forest, right? You're in the forest but in the snow or something like that. I don't know, just kind of a thought that I thought I just put out there for like the seasonal events that they'll do with Headquarters. So anyway, those are like the main things that I thought were really interesting about Headquarters in Call of Duty World War II. There's some other information that Game Informer has put out and like other leaked information that we have found. Like there's weapon variants in the game, but don't worry, these weapon variants aren't bad. These weapon variants are cosmetic only type of variants, which of course are very good. But also zombies, they actually had a lot of zombies information in the article, and they said that in the article that there's like different classes you can choose from for when you play in a zombies lobbies or like a zombies match, whether it's solo or co-op, which I find really, really interesting. So that kind of reminds me of Extinction, because in Extinction, what I noticed is that they have different classes as well. They kind of have like a specialist class and medic class. I can't even remember the other classes, even though I love Extinction. I just been in such a long time since I played the game mode. But you know, in Zombies they have the same thing. They have a medic class, they have an assault class, they have I think a gunner class. You know, they have these different classes, and it just reminds me of Extinction. You know, which I just find that really awesome. You know, because it kind of adds a more variety to Zombies than what we've seen before in the past, and it just kind of plays the game differently. Especially if you're going to play with friends. Like if there's let's say there's 4 different classes you could choose from, right? And you're playing with yourself and 3 other friends. Each of you would be like a different class and can help everyone out, especially the medic. You know, if the whole team's down and the medic's the last one alive, the medic will be the one who can revive faster than anybody else, so it'll be easier to save everyone and like continue the game or something like that. I don't know. I really like the idea with the classes. They're going with zombies, and all the information that they put out there just seems really, really interesting, and I cannot wait to play some Call of Duty World War II Nazi Zombies. It just looks absolutely fantastic in my opinion. Not to mention the multiplayer looks absolutely fantastic. Oh my god, I don't know. I can't even talk right now, you guys. I'm kind of stuttering just because of how excited I am for this game, because ever since I heard about more information for Call of Duty World War II that I just haven't heard yet, I instantly just felt like hyped for this game, you know. Like, I mean, of course I was excited before, but now I'm just like really hyped to play this game. So probably after I get done making this video, I'm gonna go ahead and pre-order the game, because I haven't done it yet and I really need to play the beta. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to leave a rating for you guys feel this video deserves. Don't forget to comment down below, what do you think of these new features in Call of Duty World War II, especially Headquarters. I really like the idea of a social space, you know, like they're adding this feature into Call of Duty game where you can be more social rather than just muting every player in the game like I do and just like try and win the game, you know. That's what I do. I mute every player because I hate having to hear people like play music through their mics or hear babies like crying in the background and all that kind of crap. Like, you know, I'm really excited for this new social feature in Headquarters mode. It's just, I don't know, you guys, it looks absolutely fantastic. And don't forget to leave your thoughts down below in the comment section, and leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and of course subscribe to my channel if you haven't already for more Call of Duty videos later in the future. And I'll catch you guys later.